All right, well, tale of two halves there, and give Troy credit. It's two really, really good road wins for them to start the year. They went up to Kent State and won an overtime game on Monday, and then came down here and won another one. And it feels like a little bit how we were at the beginning of last year, winning some of those close games. And they played great in the first half. I thought they were the aggressor early. I thought we were on our heels, and basically just threw the ball all over the place and spotted them. 13 turnovers, and man, I just felt like we were just sped up. We couldn't get in our stuff. Troy was playing hard, but it wasn't. It was more. We were just a little frantic, and right when it felt like we had gotten a little bit settled down, and we had back-to-back turnovers versus the 2-2-1. Just a simple possession zone pressure, and we threw it to them twice. I think they got 5 points on that, and then we got to halftime, and just really tried to encourage them to try not to give the ball to another team, and it was a really profound message, but they listened in the second half, and we turned the ball over 4 times, and we won the second half by 10, but unfortunately we had dug too big of a hole, and but that second half looked like us, and it looked like a team that we've got to grow into, and look, this is a marathon, this is a journey, and start with me, like nobody likes to lose more than me. Look at me, I got busted capillaries in one eye, I got a sty in the other eye. Like this hasn't been a fun week, okay? But this is a team that's going to continue to get better, and this is a team what other team in the country is playing 4 freshmen tonight, right? What other team basically that has no double-figure scores from last year on the roster, that has these guys in these new roles, and then you see what they're doing in terms of the second half, what they're going to grow into. But we need games, we need experience, we need game film, and I've got a ton of belief in this group. I challenged them hard Tuesday, and clearly we played no defense on Monday night, and tonight we look like a team that could guard a little bit. We weren't perfect, but we look like a team that cared about some defense, and we got to continue to get better. We got to continue to put Furman basketball out on the court, but you got to go through these growing pains when we have so many new roles and so many new faces, and proud of a couple of them. I thought Edrin was huge tonight, and I met with him the day after shoot around. I just told him, I was like, look, man, you only get so many of these, and you're so much better than what you're playing right now, and I want to see you just go be aggressive. I want to see you cut loose, and I want to see you go have fun playing. And he did that, right? He played like a warrior tonight. He played like a winner, and he played like somebody that was confident to go out there. Nobody works harder in their game, in there shooting as much as he shoots. I thought he was outstanding, and I thought some other guys really battled. I thought Baba came in there and gave us another energetic 8 minutes. I thought obviously our bigs, Koo finishes with 10 points, finishes with 8 boards. Chuck had another 10 boards. I thought our bigs battled there. And then look, Alex is just going to continue to get better. And you see flashes, you see his talent, you see what he's going to be. But again, like he's go look and see who else is playing this type of schedule first week. Who's playing Alabama in exhibition, and then playing a high point on a neutral, and then playing a Sun Belt champion, and doing that with all these new faces and all these freshmen and all. It's going to take a little time, and nobody wants to hear that, but it's just the facts. And once we get to conference play, I got full faith in this group, and this is going to be a high ceiling team. We just got to continue to work, and we got to earn everything, and we got to come in here every day, and we got to continue to get better.
Coach, given how the exhibition went and the opener went, and you're playing the first official game in the new Timmons, crowd was a lot electric. Was it almost a recipe for kind of a start like that because they're trying so hard? Maybe not an excuse, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't know. I do think sometimes when you get popped like we did on Monday, let's just call a spade a spade. Like we got beat. Okay, we got beat. You got to go shake that off a little bit, and you got to come out and try to have a couple good days of practice, which we did. But I thought we didn't look like a confident group to start the game tonight, and we were wanting it to be a little bit easier than it was early, and we just looked a little bit frantic. We just looked a little sped up, and you know, once we kind of settled down, we looked like, I mean, it wasn't like we went up there and did some different scheming. I mean, we just kind of settled down and started trying to hit singles, and you know, played off of 2 feet, got in the paint, and found the next player, and you know, I thought we played decent offense from there. We're still not finishing from 2 like I like. You know, I think in the second half, I don't think the 2-point field goal percentage was that good at all. I think it's probably in the 30s if I'm not mistaken. And I just felt like in the game, even when we were playing well, you just felt like there was all these 2s that were just like short or rolling around the rim or falling off the rim. Like, we got to get a little bit stronger at the basket. But, you know, I mean, you think of some of those early turnovers. I mean, we're just throwing the ball 20 feet, you know, we're literally like it's like we're not even running anything. I mean, we're just chucking the ball. And was it nerves? Was it getting over Monday? Was it, you know, I don't know what it was, but we're gonna have to figure that out. You can't start games like that. And so, you know, ball security is a big deal for me, something I really value, and it's what we built this program on. And you know, there's nothing that frustrates me more than just a turnover or a bad shot. And you know, I thought our shot selection was better tonight. My guess is going to be probably a C+ in the whole game. Just looking at some of those 2s and looking at some of those possessions we won back. But our ball security in the second half was great. I mean, we had 4 turnovers, and how funny is that, right? 4 turnovers, it looks like we can shoot it a little bit. Shot 46% from 3. It's amazing. You know, 2 feet, get a couple extra passes, get great looks, and it's funny how those looks go in.
To that point, Alex seemed to, in the second half, instead of letting the pass do the work, he was doing the work with a different gear he's got and then making the defender commit. Is that something that you kind of stressed to him or any coach, or did he just kind of figure that out on his own?
Look, Alex wants to be so good so bad, and he's a very talented player, and he's got some major gifts out there. His pace, his fluidity, his vision, his size. He's not afraid of the lights, not afraid of the moment. But, you know, just like all young players, it's funny, I was talking to him about a month ago, and I was like, hey, you know, it's going to be a lot harder than you think now, okay? He was like, I mean, coach, it's going to be kind of like AAU, right? And I was like, you mean like when you played on a neutral in Atlanta with like 100 people in the stands and like, yeah, no, it's going to be way harder than that. Well, coach, I mean, you know, we won state, and I've been, hey, Alex, just trust me, okay? This is a different deal. And you know what? He's a human being. He's a human being, and he's a beautiful human being. And I love that kid. I mean, I love him. And Monday night hurt him. Monday night was hard on him, right? Because he had a tough night. And sometimes we just look at these athletes and we just think that they're not human, but he is human. And he had to watch that film on Tuesday, and we had to get better from it. And then I had to spend a lot of time with him the last 2 days to get his mind ready to play. I thought he was a little bit timid early to try to, you know, please us, please himself, play well. And then he had to kind of just shake it loose. And man, in the second half, I thought he did that. I mean, he's good gracious. I told him this afternoon, you have no idea how good you can be, but you got to commit to playing the game as hard as you can on defense. You got to take care of this ball. Just wait till he learns how to play on 2 feet. Just wait till he learns how to pivot. Just wait till we can start to put him into some Barkley situations and let him pass out of those situations. And he starts to learn, like he doesn't even know the playbook right now. Okay? Like, I'm just being honest with you. Like just wait. And it's hard. Like, again, it's hard for me, it's hard for him, it's hard for our team. But that's just what it is. And you know, he's got some things that you can't coach. And you know, I want him, I told him today, I said, look, the gift you have is you have presence, and you have the ability to go out there, and you have a unique playmaking ability, and you just gotta let that gift shine, man. Okay, you gotta let that gift shine. And you can't put that gift under the rock, just scared to make a mistake and playing timid. You just gotta let it shine. And he's gonna keep getting better, man. He was hurt in there. And there's gonna be some plays he wants back, but you know, I know he wants to win, and I know he's gonna continue to compete for us.
I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but you know, 16-8, and I think the 4 turnovers, I think 0 in the last 30 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, I think all 4 of those were early. And one of the things I noticed in the second half was one of your favorite expressions, next play. And Ben got frustrated with a call or a non-call. And Alex with the pen, the senior, said, "Hey man, next play." I mean, he already gets that portion. That's a pretty good battle to already have, right?
Like, and that's the thing, like, he's, I'll be honest, like, this has been different for me too, you know, I mean, it's, it's like, we're just having to strip this thing down to the basics, you know, and just every single day, just teach and try to just grow a little bit. And the world we're in right now, man, everybody wants more and everybody wants it now. And unfortunately, these players have to live in that world, and they gotta hear that stuff, and they gotta listen to all that mess. But, you know, we started all this to grow people, to get people better, and to watch people grow up and watch people improve and get a great education and learn team concepts and team values. And, you know, for him to be able to do that, you know, and for him to be able to go to a senior and say that, you know, that just shows that he's thinking about the right things. And, you know, look, I got frustrated with some calls tonight too. We're all human. But we're getting our guys to understand, hey, we want to go play with happy hearts and strong spirits. And, you know, we did not do that on Monday. We didn't look like a happy team. We didn't play with any type of strong, like, spirit of just like, hey, you know, we got hit, let's go hit back. But tonight we did, and especially in that second half, we can build on that. And look, I'm not in any way, let me be really clear, I'm not satisfied that we lost this game tonight. Okay, like, I will be watching this game tonight, and I will be very frustrated, and there will be 10 to 12 plays that we want back that we could have won this game tonight. We put ourselves in a position to win this game tonight. We did not finish, and so we have to grow there. But part of not being able to finish is we didn't start well, and that's something that we've got to continue to grow from. But, you know, it's look, just hang in there with this group. They're gonna fight. It's a good group. All right, it's a good group, and we got some good players in that locker room, and they want to do right, but it's gonna take a little time.
Finally, I thought for the second game in a row, Baba, you know, I thought when he was in there, he had the M1, and then I think he drew a foul on one of their guys. I thought he gave the team energy. Could you speak to that kind of?
Yeah, I mean, it's Baba's a unique human. You know, he's got an unbelievable presence to him, and he draws people to him. And he's got a big smile. He's got a big personality. I think one of the things this team needs is just presence and swagger, and like just, you know, everybody talks about connection, and that's usually the secret sauce in a lot of our great teams, a lot of good teams. Well, the secret connection a lot of times is like get people that are likable around people that like one another, right? Like, you don't just connect easily with people that you naturally don't like. Baba has a way of making people like him. And Baba has a way of an intense practice to kind of have a little bit of a lighthearted comment, and to smile and to go do something that stirs a little bit of belief. And listen, Baba doesn't know the playbook either. You know, like, I mean, he's just out there guessing a lot of times. But he's got a unique, again, it's a little bit like Mike Bothwellish, you know, where Mike just had this kind of aura about him. I'm not saying he's Mike, I'm not saying he's going to be Mike, you know, look, I mean, he's going to be the best version of Baba Franklin he can be, but he makes people better. And I'm not just talking about basketball, I'm just talking about like being around, having him on the court. You just feel like, hey, he's going to play as hard as he can. He's going to be a great teammate. He's going to smile, he's going to fly around, and he's going to try to play Furman basketball the best he can. And when you're a coach in critical moments like tonight, you can trust that. And you know, we try to shrink the rotation a little bit tonight, because I do think that, you know, I have a little bit of fault in this. I think I've got to let some of these players work through some things, and that was intentional tonight on my part of letting Ed and Asa and House work through it, like keep them out there enough to where they can work through, like just make a couple mistakes, but then play them, right? And I thought if we played all the freshmen, then I would get a little bit choppy, and I was a little bit, even late in the first half, I was a little bit disappointed in myself at halftime. Not that we put in another player, but more so that we just didn't let some of the same guys like get a little bit of fluidity. And again, early season things, right? But Baba's gonna have a role on this team. He's earned it, and he's a spark plug. And man, like he's not afraid, right? He's gonna keep growing, and he's got some unique gifts, and he's gonna be another guy that come January, I don't think you're gonna recognize him. I really don't. But he's got to continue to put the work in.
Perfect.